is Mike from Stormbringer magazine, and I'm sitting here with René Pedersen.
Yes.
Pedersen from MERCENARY from Denmark, and they are on tour with the Power of Metal package at the moment, and I think this is the 14th show today on the tour, with 7 more to go. How is it running for you so far on the tour?
Well, it's been really good, actually. I was really surprised about Symphony X. I didn't know them live before, so so it's my first time experiencing them live, and it's been really amazing. Nevermore is a band that MERCENARY has been touring with before, but I wasn't in the band back then, but we know the guys, and they're really, really cool guys. So and then we have the pleasure of being a part of this reunion tour for Psychotic Waltz, and that's been a really cool experience too. So the tour has been really great so far. So
Enjoying to be on tour with some of your heroes from the past.
Yeah, exactly, and I have some new heroes too, you know. Russell Allen is fucking amazing every night, so
yeah, he is. Yeah. The new album is called Metamorphosis, and I think it's about your personal issues and that going on in the band in the last, I think, 2 years, with all the shifting of the personnel and stuff. What's your point of view on this?
Yeah, well, that's right. That's a good summarization of it, because we've had a lot of shit going on since we recorded Architect of Lies in 2008, 2007, 2008. And then the band started having a lot of problems internally, and it started out with, actually, we played the biggest show of our careers in 2008 at Wacken for 20,000 people, and our keyboard player, he didn't rehearse, so he played some shit wrong, and some people got drunk the day before, maybe shouldn't have been that drunk, and so there was a really bad tension in the band, and that tension actually kept on going for like 2 years, and we tried to talk about it. It's not only because of the show at Wacken, of course. There was a lot of things going on, some egos building up, and some people in the band feeling that they maybe had more of a say than others, you know. So it can be really difficult when you're 6 people in the band, and one person maybe thinks that he has the final word in something. So it was there was a lot of things going on, and it finally culminated in Mike, our drummer, actually leaving the band. So that was a bit of a shock. So
Wacken was the trigger for all this.
Yeah, I think that was. If I try to look back on when it really started to go wrong, I think that was the point, actually, where things really began to go downhill for us. So, and that's kind of sad, you know, because that should have been a really good day, but it just wasn't. So that's.
But I think Jacob is the only constant in the band who played on all the records. I think, yeah. So, how is the new lineup getting together now, coming along together?
No, we when we did the split up, when Mike decided to leave, actually, we talked about, we had like 2 choices, you know, 2 paths that we could choose from, and one of them was dissolving the band and just, you know, go on and make a new band and say MERCENARY is dead and buried, because we couldn't continue the band, or else we should say that now we're closing one chapter in the book, and that's what we did, and we were really, really happy about that. We felt like a huge weight from our shoulders just vanished, you know. We actually sat down with Morten and Mikkel, and we tried to talk with them a lot of times before this. And Morten started playing with Pretty Mates in about 2007, I think it was, and his focus started to shift really in that direction. And Mikkel, we had some issues with Mikkel, some personal issues, and it's not anything I want to go really deep into, but it's Mikkel is a really great guy, and we still love him as as a friend of the band, but as a professional musician, you have to work with it. Just didn't work anymore. So so we actually asked them to leave the band, or else we would, stop playing. That was kind of the two choices we presented them, and they
did the right choice.
Yeah. What?
Obviously, you did the right choice.
Yeah, we and then they actually said that they wanted us to, well, they thought we should continue the band. So we're really happy about that. We're really happy to be here where we are today, and the lineup that we have today is, being only four. God damn it. Being only four, being only 4 persons in the band, we just have a really good time, and but of course it's a big responsibility for me, because filling the shoes of Mikkel is some quite big shoes. So
you also have to play keyboards now, I think.
Yeah, no, that's as we have a backtrack with us, yeah, and
but in the studio.
In the studio, Martin, our lead guitar player, does the keyboards, and we have a session keyboardist too, doing some work on Metamorphosis. Yeah, but it's a challenge, but I think it's one of the best challenges we've ever had in our lives, So.
Yeah, I understand that. And is this because you have the rise of the Phoenix symbolized on the cover of the new album, and the whole concept about transforming as musicians or personally into a better future?
I think the Phoenix actually symbolizes the band in many ways, because it's always been like a band that has faced a lot of challenges, but yet still managed to rise from the ashes again. Every time when Kral left the band in 2006, I think a lot of people, including myself, actually thought that Mercenary was dead. So sometimes you have a really distorted vision on how the band works, actually, because I thought Kral was the one who wrote all the music, and then I came into the band and I figured out it was actually Jacob that was one of the biggest, one of the most important people behind the Mercenary sound. Of course, Kral had a lot of, things to do too. So, but it really surprised me how much Jacob really does, actually. So
how much is your contribution to the new album?
Well, on this album, I did all the vocal lines, all the lyrics, and all the melodies in the vocals and singing. That's me, and I think I have 3 riffs on this on this entire album. So, but I think that's a good thing, because
if they are good ones,
yeah, if they're good enough, then they're allowed to be there, and they actually been listening to a lot of suggestions from me, but I'm just not that good at that. So I'm gonna leave that to Jacob and Martin, I guess.
I think you look pretty healthy now. I think you have been ill some days ago, some weeks ago on the tour. How's it going on?
We've all been sick. It's actually started out with Devin from Psychotic Waltz. He had the flu, and then it just circulated the whole bus. Of course, it's not his fault, but we all got sick, and some actually got the stomach flu too. So I'm happy that I got the throat.
So who's got it now? Right now?
Right now, it's just beginning to fade away again. So I'm beginning to feel like my old self again, but my voice is a bit tired. So it's been hard to stand on stage every night and actually just make it worse for yourself. But I've been having a good time. So, and so has the audience. So I guess no one was hurt. Hope not.
You are from Denmark, and thinking of Denmark, you always have to think of Merciful Fate, of course, and in the last years, Volbeat. Yeah. So, what do you think? Where is the Danish music or metal scene nowadays compared to some years ago? Or are there any other bands you can recommend from your country which are not very much known around here?
We just have a new band actually rising pretty fast from the underground in Denmark. They supported us a lot of different gigs in our hometown, actually. It's a band called Essence, a very young band, actually. I think they're about 20, 21. And the funny thing is, they actually play old school thrash, like Creator and Destruction, and they actually sound like them, you know. When you listen to the record, you're actually thinking that these guys must be like 40, 45 years old. And then it's like these young kids with all their hair and all that shit.
Lots of bands do that style nowadays, I think. It's coming back.
Yeah, I think so. And then we have, of course, Volbeat is one of the the really big titan bands we have from Denmark. I think Denmark has gone a lot of years waiting to get like this big music act again from the rock scene, and I gotta say that Volbeat really represents Denmark in a good way, you know. So,
you like them?
Yeah, I like them really.
Because I don't.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about Volbeat is that the music can always be discussed. You know, it's not. Is it really heavy metal, or is it more like pop music with heavy metal elements? Or, but I know the guys personally, and I think they're really cool guys, and I wish them all the success they get. And what really is important for me is that Volbeat has been playing for many years actually in the underground scene in Denmark as a death metal band called Dominus actually, and then they changed the name in 2003, I guess. And he really always believed in the music, Michael. He was like, "Oh, it's gonna, I like this style." And people like in Denmark, they were laughing at him. Yeah, Elvis metal, Jesus, you're fucking insane, man. And then he just kept on going. And so I think they deserve all the good things coming. But it's something I listen to when I want to drink some beers and smile. You know?
It's rock music, I think.
It makes me happy, you know. I think that's what it's out there. Volbeat is a good party drinking band that makes you feel good. So the world needs that.
Do you think Mercenary is a good party and drinking band too?
Yeah, well, I think we've had a lot of good reactions on the CD. I guess it's something that maybe needs you to be more to think a little more, I guess. But we have a lot of happy party songs too, so I guess you can call us a happy party band.
What kind of style do you think is the new album? Because it's very homogenic, I think. New songs are very compact in themselves. So I think the biggest difference between the older stuff and the new stuff is this is right to the point, right down to the point. Yeah. Do you think so?
Yeah, well, actually the thing that's been bothering us a lot with especially Architect of Lies was that we weren't really able to just write the music from the heart anymore. It was more like people saying, usually when we do the clean vocals, I'm supposed to scream, or you're supposed to growl, or we have to do like this and this. That's the way Mercenary does it, you know. And it sort of became like this rule book that nobody ever wrote, you know. So it's just writing music for us is just all about Martin sitting down with a guitar playing something, and then some riffs, you know, just comes to him, and then we work with it, and then I do some lyrics and do some vocals, and I think it's probably the most honest album that Mercenary ever released, because it's very, very from the heart this time, and it's straight up. We have been wanting to. The only thing we actually wanted to do was step back from the power metal in the sound, because I think a power metal death band or a melodic death metal power band doesn't really have that many options when you do tours and that. So I think it's a difficult style that we did before, because we had like this really good power metal singer and we had a death metal growler. So when we did the prog power festivals, they either loved Mikkel and hated me, or we did the death metal festivals and people really didn't understand what Mikkel did, and then they thought I was okay, and you know. So it's more straight up death metal, melodic death metal this time, with some rock inspirations and some. Yeah, it even has some poppy elements. I got a Twitter message today actually, where a guy told me that. Shades of Grey, one of the songs, was so catchy, but he normally hated stuff like that, but he couldn't stop listening to it.
Yeah, they are very catchy. That's what I thought.
Really nice. There's some more straight up listenable songs on the CD, and I guess it is more homogenic. Yeah.
So I wish you lots of luck with the new lineup, with the new record, and say thank you for the interview.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.